Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I just want to go over the market, general market update. How are the charts looking right now? What is bullish? What is bearish? What is something to be careful about? So let's go over that. Welcome to the FOMO Factory. If you want to like the video, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and do check out the Alpha Factory down below for exclusive content. Also, if you want to get on a one-on-one call with me every now and then to go over your portfolio, NFA, but an extra pair of eyes can't hurt. And what I'm looking at right now, first is Bitcoin. So how I usually start my daily routine, okay? I put on a little moisturizer and I look at the charts, right? What I usually start with is just look like, hey, how is Bitcoin looking? Because most people, they jump into the altcoin charts and they try to draw a conclusion based on that. But I do think that if you have no clue if Bitcoin is bullish or bearish, at the end of the day, alts are following BTC, right? Now, what we are seeing right now, in my opinion, for Bitcoin is looking pretty good, actually. I mean, it was in this falling wedge right here for months, broke out last month, and now tries to use this, huge support and resistance area as support once again. So that is actually looking pretty freaking healthy to me. And everything above, let's say, 93 is short-term just bull zone, right? You cannot be bearish on Bitcoin being here right now. If we look at another pretty important indicator is the bull market support band. It's now the second week that we are above it again after we broke down in March, where the real downtrend for Bitcoin just started, right? We are now above that. And that's often a very good sign. In a bull market, you can go above and below it, but it's about the general direction. And you can see it right here as well. For example, we wicked below it right here. We wicked below it right here. We really closed a couple weeks below it right here. Same over here, but overall it is holding these moving averages. And that says Bitcoin is steadily in a bull market, right? Nobody cares about Bitcoin though. Or people do care right now. But overall, people, they care about altcoins, right? So let's go a little over that. But I also want to show you this, the risk levels when it comes to the retail being in, or in this case, not being in. The social metrics, YouTube viewers, subscribers are sitting at literal zero, right? Well, they are now at 0.012. They were at zero yesterday. So this is lower than what it ever has been, basically, right? We went a couple times that low in 2017. In 2019, we were that low a couple times in 2024. But overall, this is where there is no retail. And what does that mean? If there are no people in here, then there's also nobody to sell here, right? And therefore, you always see these social metrics being that low during the real buying opportunities that we are getting in the market, because there are still a lot of potential buyers in the market. So this is a real good sign for crypto, actually, because the key in crypto, as you may know, is being here when nobody else is. And that's always scary. It always feels like, why am I here all alone? Like, am I doing the wrong thing maybe? You are doing the wrong thing if you're buying together with the rest of all the retail at the top, right? And this is the part of the market where you have to have patience and a lot of confidence in why you are here in the first place, right? So it is pretty hard, but it's also the best place to be, okay? Now, if we look at the total crypto market and its fair value, we are still below it, which is always also an opportunity, right? And in every bull market, we go way above it. As you can see, the total value of the crypto market is the blue line and the red line is the fair value. Yeah, in 2017, for example, we broke above it in May, right? That's now, basically. So if anything, yeah, is it different? That's what I said in the video yesterday. I don't think so, but we're going to find out. Tonight is the FOMC meeting. My prediction is there will be no rate cuts, but I think the whole market is not predicting anything. So I don't think that the market is necessarily going to dump if that doesn't happen. And yeah, there's a possibility that QT is going to end today. I don't know if that's going to be this month though. But hey, well, who knows? The market could surprise us, of course. But overall, it does look like, wow, it just looks like a real opportunity for everything out there. Also, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance and the risk levels right now, the risk level for the Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 0.938. Now, for the people that have missed when I've said this earlier, there were a couple times in full history when it was this high, and that led to a huge alt season. And in 2017, it was by far not even that high. So being bullish on Bitcoin compared to altcoins right now, it's just not the move to make, in my opinion. I mean, like this, if you purely follow the risk levels, then you would have killed every cycle, basically top to bottom all the time, right? Um, in the meantime, the Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 65.2%, right? So the Bitcoin dominance is still going up, right? And therefore, like, you should not be bullish on the Bitcoin dominance going up, right? Like, you can be bullish in the couple coming weeks, whatever, right? Or days. But overall, long term, yeah, you should have been bullish here. And if you are now turning bullish on the Bitcoin dominance, I feel like you are trading it the wrong way around. And where is this going to top? Like, yeah, it could top here. It could top at 66. That would be the FIB retracement or extension. It could be that we go all the way back to around 70, where we topped out last cycle. We'll find out. We'll find out. Overall, picking a top, I think it's dangerous. It's pretty clear to me that there's way more down than upside for this chart, aka altcoins are going to outperform really hard this cycle. And the only question is when exactly. And I'm afraid that nobody has the answer to that. If you exclude stables, then it's already sitting pretty close to the top, right? It's over 70.3%. Last cycle, it really topped out at 72. We had this wick right here, but other than that, this was just major rejection area. And yeah, I think that, you know, will this sign be different? I'm not too sure about that. USDT dominance is still in a downtrend, right? So there is already money in the market that can be deployed in Bitcoin, altcoins, whatever. And if you add the USDC dominance to that as well, you can see a pretty clear range actually. Yeah, and that's 7%, right? That's quite high if you realize that we are sitting at a total market cap of $3 trillion, then 7% is a lot, let alone the money that's sitting on people's bank accounts, right? Yeah, some people do have money on the bank accounts, right? Like that's still, and the potential money printers that are going to be turned on in the distance, not so distant future, whatever it may be, like there's always money. And the job for you, I think, is position yourself there where you think that that money is going to flow. And money always flows, right? Whether it may be in crypto, outside of crypto, within crypto, into Bitcoin or altcoins. Try to find that out for yourself. But this is a crypto channel. We talk about crypto. That's why I'm positioned. And at this stage of the market, it's pretty obvious to me that, you know, the upside for alts is way bigger than for Bitcoin. But, you know, unfortunately, whenever alts are that low against Bitcoin, people feel like, okay, let's be in Bitcoin then. Again, yeah, if you've done that over here, or here, that's a great move. But here, because it could go here, or like, I'm not too sure about that, man. Overall, things are looking pretty good to me, actually. Also, if you take a look at the stochastic RSI, which is a pretty decent momentum indicator, and you put it on the weekly, you can see that a lot of charts that you want to see go up, yeah, it is breaking to the upside, right? And for the altcoin market, for example, the last time the stochastic RSI was sitting here, it was this point, right? And now look at the chart where it is, right? It was just after this local low, right? When we were in that upwards move here. Right? It's kind of comparable to where we are right now. And that was just kind of the beginning of that second leg that we finally got. Right? And you can put this on a lot of charts. Yeah, I mean, on Bitcoin, it's looking good right now. right? On the altcoin market, it was looking good. On Ethereum, Bitcoin, it just broke to the upside. On Ethereum dollar, it's pointing up. On the total crypto market, it's pointing up. On the USDT dominance, which you want to see getting deployed into the market, it's turning down, right? So that's good. On the Bitcoin dominance, it's not like it's really high right now. It's massively overbought, right? And it could stay there for a while and still go up, right? So that's not really there yet. But again, that's a matter of time because we were not that overbought, for a long time, like this high. And for that long, man, the last time was actually here, right? The other ones were just but that was really, it was really this right here, right? And what happened? Yeah, that was when the Bitcoin dominance started to go down really hard after that, because something that's that overbought has to cool off at some point, right? This is psychology. This is how people trade. This is not just a line that's getting pulled out of Warren Buffett's ass and that just being printed on the chart to make you think that that's not important or anything. The dollar, it got beat down and it's now pointing to the upside. Yeah, if you overlay the altcoin market on this, I noticed something pretty interesting here, actually. And that's whenever the dollar is going down, the altcoin market kind of goes down with it. But the dollar always resets again, right? The dollar is not meant to go to zero, at least not in that short term, right? Maybe over multiple decades. But whenever the dollar is recovering, that's why the altcoin market has this huge spike, right? And the dollar has now more to recover from, actually. Right? So also that is looking quite fantastic. If you look at the S&P, it behaved like a total shitcoin like it did during COVID, right? Like you see over here. But if you look at it right now, also the recovery, it's so similar right now, right? And this weekly momentum indicator, it's also just started to point to the upside. I mean, again, in the short term, anything could happen, but in the mid-long term, it really looks like, man, there was so much liquidity that just got drawn out of the market. It has to eventually recover. So, quick update. Nothing crazy, nothing like it. It just want to look at the charts and be like, man, it just looks good, right? As an altcoin investor, it looks good, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable dominance, all sitting so high at such a distributive pattern right here. There's so much room for alts based on every single chart. And again, if you look at the amount of retail and if you look that we are still in QT and that cannot be more QT than what it is, I don't know, man. We have a lot to look forward to. So it's hard for some people. I get that. It takes a lot of time. But the ones that do stick around and in the right altcoins, they are going to be the ones that are going to get the biggest gains from this. So hold on a little longer. I'm really excited for what's about to come, and I hope you are too. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. See you in the next one.